Welcome everybody to Hands-on with JotaonCode. So today we're going to take a look into classes, prototypes, and module patterns. So let's take a look into some of these things. Let's create a class, for example, class person, right? And this person knows already how to work. So this person is going to be the class, and we're going to create an instance of the class. Now you can say person.walk, and I am walking. That's pretty much right. So now that we define the class person, we can define different instances of this class, and we can do the same. We can do something similar, but with prototypes as well. Actually, in a sense, we can see that some of these things are very similar, and maybe it is even syntax sugar in regard to prototypes. So let's take a look into another case. Let's say, for example, function we're going to name it, for example, cat. Right, that's good. So, and now we can say cat.prototype dot say hi. This is going to be another function, console log hi. Simple as that. So you can say const cat equal new cat. You can say cat dot say hi. That's perfect. So now you have the prototype of these guys. We can do the following too. We can say, for example, before we define also the person, right? And we keep on having the person there. So if you say person, we will see that also there is a prototype and it has the walk, right? In the same way that we have the cat. Check out the prototype, and we have the say hi. So this is not just a coincidence. At some point, what was going on there is that in those days, JavaScript was thinking on how we can actually make a different things that we want to take from reality to JavaScript world, we can say at some point. So they came up with the idea of prototypes, and this is one of them. It's just working with prototypes like this, and after ECMA 6, they start working a bit more with classes, which is some sort of syntax sugar for what is called to be a prototype. The thing is the following: if you have this case, for example, you can say person, and you have there the prototype, and say walk, but I will change it for something different. I would say, it was I am work, but now it's going to be bling. So p dot, that was the instance of this person. We're going to make it walk again, and you can see then now it is bling. So that's kind of dangerous at some point, because we're going to be working with certain instances that we can change in runtime. It's not only for this case, but actually if you take a look into other kind of cases, you can see that, for example, an array a equal an empty array, we're going to clear up this thing. So a dot push 1, a dot push 2, a is equal array 1 of 2. Now this is okay, but let's say that we are going to change the prototype of the big array, which is going to be a function, and this array is actually no more no less than just one more of these arrays with big A. So my A is one more of these arrays that you have in the system, and I'm going to change it to oops, and then you say a dot push 3, and now we should change the prototype of the array, and we just basically break the core functionality of the array push for all the different arrays in this page. and that's kind of dangerous at some point. So this in regards to prototypes and classes, right? So always being careful with how do you use these kind of things. And let's go for it. I mean, this is pretty handy for some cases. Maybe there is by some sort of meaning something that you need to do in this way about changing some behavior at some point, but I think that it's not going to be so safe, and that the language itself should take you through the proper path as a developer to create software of good quality. That's not going to be so easy to be changed at some point, right? So not only that, but actually the classes are not the same classes as you have in Java or .NET. What I'm trying to say in regards to that is that, as you can see, all of the different things that you can do with JavaScript are going to be, in this case, is for classes and prototypes are going to be public. So you don't have protected, you have private, you have. Maybe in the future there are going to be some things there in regards to that. At the moment, there is not. Going a little bit further in regards to this topic. Let's say, for example, that you want to have some sort of thing that goes in regard to private and public, something that you can do with a module. But this is an old practice, we can say too. Let's say that we're going to say module, and we're going to make a function, right? And we are going to execute it right away. So here, I'm going to say, I'm going to have something called health, and then I'm going to have another function, which is going to be just for saying something. We can declare it slightly different, for example, just to make it more, because we don't need a new scope for this. There are differences in between arrow function and normal function. Anyway, let's go for this one. So we have right now the following. We're going to have, instead of module, we're going to call it fighter. We're going to have something called fighter. So he knows how to fight. But the health drops. So yeah. So I'm going to return here. It will be like this, but it's the same if I do like this, right? And I'm going to say get health. There we are. So this is what I'm going to show you, is that here you have a private thing, a method fight that has its own logic. Here you have the fight that I'm going to be exposing, and here is going to be the exposure of the get health in the way that I want it. So fighter has now fight, and has also get health, which right now is 1. So this fighter is going to fight, and then it's probably is not going to have any more health. Because in this case I make this guy as a constant, so I cannot modify it afterwards. Make a mistake there. So make it 2. This is going to be let. It's going to be health. There we are. Going to clear it up. fighter 2 dot get health, fighter 2 dot fight, fighter 2 dot get health, because I'm saying fighter, not fighter 2. Fighter 2 dot get health has a health of 0. So you see, you cannot access to this health so easily. This is a mole pattern, right? And why I'm explaining about mole pattern, it's not because you're going to be using it right now. Basically, when you work with Babel, right, and or any other kind of transpiler that you're going to be working there, you are going to have the translation of this Babel. So the output is going to be, in many cases, some things like this, something like that, and in many cases it's going to be using these kind of patterns, like mole pattern or some of these things, because that's the transpiled version of whatever we're going to be doing here. And in order to understand what's going on there, it is good to know about mole pattern. So that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video of today and the things that we were doing. If you like the video, just subscribe and give it a like to the channel. So have a good one. Ciao.